Hi, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Almost Martha. I know it's been a minute. I'll tell you what's been going on later. Right now, let's think about what we're going to make. Today, we're going to make Gouge, a fabulous little French cheese puff that'll be a wonderful starter for Thanksgiving or Christmas, any holiday. And they're great because you can make them ahead of time, put them in the freezer, and then just heat them up, right before you need them in the oven. So super easy in that respect. There are a few tricks. We'll go through it all. So stay with me. Gougère. All right, what we're going to be making is choux pastry. So if you ever watch the Great British Bake Off, you know what I'm talking about, choux pastry. So we're going to start, and choux pastry is made on the stove. There's no, yeast, there's no rising agent like that involved. We really are just going to use egg, steam, all that stuff to get it to rise. But we're going to start with a stick of butter. Yes, that's right, a stick of butter. 1 stick of unsalted butter, to which we're going to add this mixture. This is half a cup of milk and half a cup of water. So that's a full 1 more cup of liquid altogether. Now, I'm changing one thing in this recipe, and that is the amount of salt. And this amount of salt, I'm going to use diamond crystal, so I'm going to do 3/4 teaspoon of salt. And I'm just going to sprinkle that right in. If you're using diamond crystal, you really have to always add a little more. So now we're going to let this butter melt, and we're also going to bring it to a boil. Okay. You can just chop this butter up a little bit. Let it melt just a little bit quicker. So this is a unique pastry, in that this pastry is cooked on the stove. So it's very different, and a choux pastry is what I used to make eclairs when I was in Paris. So this pastry will be a little different because we're going to put cheese in it, because it's going to be a cheese puff. So it is an adaptable pastry as well. So we're going to wait until this comes to a boil. All my butter is melted before we add in 1 cup of all-purpose flour. And then we'll dump that in all at the same time. And we're going to use a wooden spoon. Every single recipe that I have seen for this calls for a wooden spoon. So get your wooden spoon ready. Okay, we have some activity. Everything is all melted, but now we really want to bring this to a full boil. So don't be afraid of the boil. So right now I would say it's simmering nicely, but we want to get this to a rousing boil. Okay, I think that's it. So now I'm going to lower my temperature. I'm going to take it down to a very low heat. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our flour. Okay. We do add it in all at once. Okay, so now we're going to stir. I'm just going to look at my watch. So we want to stir this in carefully with our wooden spoon. I would really prefer a spatula at this point, but I'm doing what they tell me to do. So this is a recipe from a very famous chef in Paris, Alain Ducasse. He is much beloved by the French and revered. He was the head chef at the Eiffel Tower and the Jules Verne restaurant for 8 years. They are required to replace chefs after 8 years. That is law, apparently, and in Paris. And there was an outcry when he was replaced. So I think this is going to be a good recipe. I've changed a couple things, but not too much. All right, so I'm just kind of watching my watch here. They said this needs to cook for about 2 minutes until it's really sort of done. It's pulling away from the pan, which I really see it doing. I see it doing that. But if you don't cook this pastry enough, it's not going to puff, right? And of every complaint of failed Gouge recipes, that's what happens. The taste is good, but it just doesn't puff. So we're just trying to watch that. Another thing is not baking them long enough, making sure that they are baked properly. I tried one recipe that really had sort of a cute method of cooking. They thought it was outsmarting, everyone and everything. But all it really ended up doing for me was giving me an undercooked cheese puff, which meant they didn't puff. They didn't puff. Okay. So it's been about 2 minutes, and it looks like it's really not sticking to the pan, which is great. So I think we're good. So now I'm just going to take this, I'm going to put it in a bowl and let it cool, because the next stage we're going to add eggs to it. So into a bowl. Here's my dough. We are ready to go, and we are going to add eggs into this mixture. I don't trust myself, so I'm going to break the egg over here, just so no shells get in there. We're going to do this one at a time. And we're going to beat each egg in quite vigorously. So I let my dough rest for about 2 minutes just to cool a little bit. You don't want it to be too hot when you put those eggs in there, right? So I don't like wooden spoons, but it's what they say to use. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not quite sure that we have to stick with a wooden spoon, because when I made my choux pastry with my French chef friend Stéphane, we used a whisk. We used a pretty heavy-duty whisk, as a matter of fact. And because I knew I would be making eclairs at home, and see, I just got a shell. It's got a shell in here, so out it comes. I knew I was going to need a whisk because he had a really heavy-duty whisk. So you know where he sent me? He sent me to Julia Child's favorite cooking shop in Paris, which is still there. E de Hillerin, it's called. And it's been there since the end of World War I. So they opened this shop. It was a very well-to-do family that sort of lost their fortune in the war. They opened this cooking shop. It's been there ever since. Really is amazing in there. It's very serious cooking utensils. It's like, professional grade utensils in there. And I've never seen so many whisks. I got this whisk. It's like super sturdy. They had a whole wall. It was like 20 whisks in there of different weights and, all that stuff. So I got mine so I can make my choux pastry for eclairs. So when we get to serious mixing in a minute, I might switch. I don't know. Let's see. Okay. One egg at a time. Now, your arm's going to get a workout, I'll tell you that much. When I did the eclair pastry, I was like, man, I gotta work on my arms. I gotta work on my arms. because there's a lot of very quickly whisking involved. And the batter is a little stiff, as you can see. So now it's getting less stiff because we're putting all these eggs in here, but still. Okay. Okay. As a matter of fact, I did ask Stefan, I said, so can I use my KitchenAid? And he said, you can, but just be very careful not to overdo it, because if you overdo it, then your dough's not going to work. So, okay, that just means I may have to take a rest. We shall see, we shall see. Okay, come on now. This is the last egg. Okay. Now, this is really this beautiful color because of the eggs I'm using. So I'm using, pasture-raised eggs, which always seem to have a much richer color yolk, like orange-colored yolks. So yours might not look quite this yellow, quite this orangey, but it's okay. All right, so now we're going to add 2 more little things. We're going to add some ground pepper. Instead of a pinch, you might want to add a little more than a pinch. I really like a hint of cayenne as well, so I'm just going to add 2 dashes of cayenne. Mix that in. It's going to be a great addition from some of the other recipes that I've made. Nutmeg and ghee are going to work really well together. So they said pinch, and when you know it, went right in the batter. When you know it, that's okay. Just dust it off. A pinch, so that's probably a little more than a pinch, but that's okay. I love nutmeg. And it's going to work really well with the aged Gouge that I have. So, okay, here we go. Now we're adding in 1 cup of shredded aged Gouge, and I can't tell you how important it is to get nicely aged cheese. Young cheese, not terribly flavorful. It needs to be aged for at least a year. My favorite is cave aged. So if you can find a cave aged Gouge, oh yeah, that would be really good. Okay, now I'm gonna mix this cheese in. Until it becomes lovely and glossy. I am going to use a spatula to kind of wipe the sides down because we really want it to get everything incorporated. Okay. This is an important part of the process. It needs to be glossy. Needs to be glossy. Okay, here we go. At one point, I said, Stefan, I think it's good. I think it's glossy. And he goes, no. I'm kind of at that point now. Okay. Almost there. I think I have achieved glossiness. So hallelujah for that. Hallelujah for that. I'm so glad I didn't do my arm workout this morning because I just got it. I just got it. Okay, so now we are going to pipe this into a piping bag. And, you know, I had a lot to learn with a piping bag. So I'm just going to share my lesson with you while I prepare on this end.
Work on this one.
Okay.
You open it like this, half size of the bag.
Oh.
When you're good with this, the pastry chip, you put it inside, make sure it goes all the way down. Perfect. Now, from the outside, you hold it with 2 fingers. And we're going to cut the plastic bag 1/3 the size of the tip. You press strong on the knife to cut the plastic.
Okay. More.
Voilà. Alors, one little trick about the pastry bag. For this recipe, we don't really need to do it, but if you make some recipes, they are a little bit more liquid than this, like macarons, for example.
Yes.
It's good here to twist the tip like this and push the pastry bag inside. Like this, you close it here. So the batter you're going to put inside doesn't come out by itself before you start to use it.
I see.
Okay?
I see.
So just a little twist here and then push it inside the tip. D'accord? When you're good, you put the bag into this container.
Aha, I don't have a container like this.
IKEA, $1.
Okay.
Okay? You order it online.
Yep.
On Amazon, next day you have it.
Exactly. Exactly.
And now you put the butter inside.
All of it?
Yes, all of it. Alors, me too, I'm right-handed.
Okay.
So my right hand goes on top of the butter, okay?
Okay.
And I twist the bag here. I twist the bag for 2 reasons. First, when I press, the butter doesn't go on the other side.
Okay.
Second reason, having the twist here, it gives me the pressure on those fingers to press the butter. If I don't have the twist, I have no pressure, very difficult to press.
Yes.
If I have the twist, my hand close to the butter, I have more pressure here, easier to press.
Okay.
Okay? Over here, my left hand, I just hold the tip with 2 fingers. And when I start piping the eclairs, it's easier if the tip touch the map.
Okay.
All right? Allez. So my tip is touching the map now. Okay? And you
Yep.
see my back is not like this vertical or flat. It's like, let's say, 30 degrees.
Okay.
Okay? So I press with this hand. Right hand. I start pressing. When I have the right size, I start going down. I stop and I just go up.
Okay. Well, his pastry bags were much bigger than what I have here. So my bag is much smaller. But it doesn't mean that it's not going to work the same way. So here we go. Okay. I'm just going to top that one off. Beautiful. This is a little small. I'm just going to make it a little, try to get them as uniform as possible so some don't underbake while some overbake. So just sort of nice with this. We're going to do a little Little sprinkle of Gruyere here. These may be slightly smaller than normal, but hey man, they puff. I don't care. Puff, baby, puff. All I have to say. And, you know, lining with parchment paper means you don't have to worry about the cheese if it sticks or whatever. It's fine. It's fine, fine, fine. Okay. All right then. So these are the steps into the oven. I'm going to check them in 15 minutes. So I've now piped them all, and I've got the second tray in the oven. First tray came out. They puffed. They puffed. Fantastic. They taste great. We'll take a look in a minute, but I just have to tell you, I'm so relieved because I have really been in like a weird space because the last few episodes I've tried to film of Almost Martha, like everything went wrong. The dish went wrong. It was overdone. It was this, it was that. The audio got lost, or I thought we'd been recording and we weren't recording. So I've had 3 big fails, which is why you haven't seen me in a while. And today I was like, okay, I know I've had trouble. I know this has been difficult, but I'm going to do it again. I've made these, 2 other times, and big fails, could not get them to rise. I've researched why they didn't rise and why it didn't work and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, dadgummit, I am going to get up today and I am going to make those darn things. One more time. So let that be a lesson. Just keep going. Just keep going on. Okay, I'm going to go check pan number 2. And here they are. Look at that beautiful little plate. Beautiful little plate of golden brown goodness. I already had 2 of these. But I wanted to eat one in front of you so you can see. Oh, yeah. It's so good. And I have to say, increasing the salt really made a big difference. But they're puffed up. There's nice little air pockets in there. And I made more because I made them slightly smaller, which is great because I'm going to need a lot. So that's fantastic. So I'll be able to enjoy a few and freeze a few for Thanksgiving. So there you go. Perfect little appetizer for the holidays. This is really good. Really, really good. I hope you try it. Thanks to Stefan Jimenez at La Foodest for showing me how to use a pastry bag and for helping me make my very first choux pastry. Thank you. You'll see more of Stefan when we do our eclairs. And thanks to all of you for stopping by to visit Almost Martha. If you want this recipe, I can share with you Hélène Ducasse's recipe and show you where I got it and let you know the modifications that I made all on my website, which is almost-martha.com. So please go and look at this and all the other recipes I made. If you're looking for Thanksgiving goodies, I've got a great pecan pie recipe. It's my mom's. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. So go take a look, and thank you so much for stopping by. We're going to continue to be looking at things that we might have for the holidays, so this could be a good source for you. But thanks so much for joining. Please enjoy these gougères, which I most recently had with my friend Diane. Hi, Diane. Remember these? Okay. Try and make them. This recipe was far easier than a lot of the others. I think the only level of difficulty may be using a piping bag if you haven't used one before. You can use the spoon method, but just make sure that you don't get them too big when you're using your spoons. That was one of my previous mistakes. So When we fall down, we get up again and we just keep going. So thanks for coming, and we'll see you next time right here on Almost Martha. Bye.